Zombies, are they coming? Are they not? Am I coming? Hard to say.
What up, sluts? Welcome to a quick one called Quick Reacts, where we toss random little quick reacts at you. Enough talking shit, let's get to it.
Now being reported that scientists in China have been experimenting with a mutant COVID strain that in its first tests have had a 100% mortality rate in humanized mice. The goal being to assess how it might react in humans. And to put it bluntly, it didn't react well.
I feel like to know whether or not something can be gained from it, it's kind of necessary to go about finding out the information. Don't get me wrong, I don't necessarily like the idea of playing with diseases and getting more lethal versions of them, but if there is a benefit to be found, how would they find it if not trying, you know?
Yeah, but I guess at that point you kind of got to assess the risk, you know?
Because all 8 mice died within 8 days, with the researchers describing it as surprisingly quick. And because I've watched far too many movies, I can't read the next part without thinking of one thing. The researchers were surprised to find high levels of viral load in the mice's brains, and their eyes turned completely white days before they died.
It didn't really say zombie to me. These niggas just got sick and died. Their eyes changing color, big whoop, I say. If they got hyper aggressive at the end, then we would be talking. But just a little eye change, whatever. Who cares?
Anyone watch Happiness?
Now, hold on. That's only part 1 of this quick react. And now here's part 2 to this. These are separate incidents.
Okay.
Montana has just issued an emergency because of literal zombie fish. These infected fish that are often covered in fungus just began appearing all over Montana. The Big Hole River in Montana is one of the biggest fishing regions in the entire world. The fish population this year is at its lowest ever recorded level due to these zombie fish. They have a video of somebody netting a fish and you could not see out of its left eye and it was missing a chunk of its gill plate. They're saying it literally looked like something out of The Last of Us. So the controversy comes from these higher people in Montana saying that this is due to climate change. Obviously there's some people that are very upset with this. How would it be climate change?
Before we continue, let me explain, for those of you that don't know, how this is climate oriented. The reason that funguses don't invade our bodies is because we have a high temperature, so they can't exist within our bodies. But with rising temperatures due to climate change, the theory is that these funguses are going to get better and better at being able to sustain higher and higher temperatures.
Until they can invade our bodies.
Which means the barrier to cross our bodies is getting lower and lower.
Here's some more of the comments if you want to pause. I'm gonna post updates on this, so make sure you hit the plus and come back to me.
Cordyceps, like the ones from like The Last of Us, actually exist. They exist within insects like ants and roaches and stuff like that. They invade their bodies, they take over their brains, they make them climb up to a higher area, and then they burst through their skull.
Yeah, I've seen one.
Yeah, spurring out like spores.
One that uses ants.
Right, spurring out spores to begin its cycle again with the critters below. The reason that this fungus can't infect humans, which if you don't know, on a separate note, funguses are like some of the most dangerous things to humans. We don't have almost anything to fight back against them. And the medicines that we do have are like, I think they're either dangerous or extremely expensive. And even then, maybe might not work. So my question to you after watching these is, how possible do you think it is that some kind of zombie-ish thing might happen?
I mean, I've always thought it was
feasible.
Yeah, especially after I heard about that ant that literally gets controlled by another being and turned into a seedling, like a living seed. That's fucking insane. That's just a zombie. So I figured theoretically something could happen, some mutation could form that could bridge the gap. And now you're telling me with the climate crisis, we're pushing them in the direction to evolve.
Yeah, not only that,
unfortunately.
Not only that, but I also heard, and I can't find it because I was fucking high out of my mind and I didn't save it, but somebody was mentioning that there was a similar situation to this with like some fungus on some other animal, and it actually made the animal behave aggressively until it died. I mean, like, what else is missing, bro? I really don't want this to happen. There was a phase in my life where that's all I wanted to happen. Like,
zombie
I was like, I'll fucking murk zombies.
I think every teenage boy has that era.
It's fucking true!
Yeah, but bro, I mean, like I got other shit going on now. I don't want that to be
Yeah,
the
I got
narrative.
plans. I got goals.
I got stuff I want to do. I
Hey,
don't.
man,
I mean, I'll make the most out of it if it happens, but
Yeah.
fuck, bro, you don't even know. What if you're in the first wave where you don't know anything and like they're the sprinting zombies from fucking
Yeah, I
like
mean,
fuck that.
Fuck that, yeah.
Everyone thinks they would survive in a zombie apocalypse. I think most of us would die. That's
Yeah.
kind of the point of an apocalypse. Everyone thinks they'll be all right. You know, you do have
Till it's them,
you got the handful of people who are like, oh, I just killed myself if shit hit the fan like that. And hey, man, you probably would die. So why not? Honestly, if that's your stance before shit's even popped off, yeah, you're probably right. I'm not gonna lie.
Can't say that word, bro.
What?
On the live.
Oh my god. He's laughing because that's a reference to this other video somewhere up here. The one about the fish missing organs and still moving. That's kind of insane.
I just like you know my theory about things being able to exist and not is more like the quantum physics theory.
Mm-hmm.
Well, okay, so basically I believe that if enough people believe something, it has an impact on whether or not that thing can happen. And I think we're in an age where because media is so widespread, you can get a lot of people to believe a lot of things. So I think even a lot of like old myths and legends are just born. If there's any semblance of them being real, it has to be that they were born out of like a lot of people believing in them. Yeah. Kind of like how Freddy Krueger's thing is if you're not scared of him, he can't hurt you. I kind of figure that happens in real life, just like they found out that platypuses are green microscopically or teal because of Perry the platypus. I don't fucking know. I just think that there's some credence to the fact that if we all believe something, it tends to happen.
Zombies, are they coming? Are they not? Am I coming? Hard to say. Like, subscribe for more.
So that was our first episode of Quick Reacts. Maybe we'll do some quick dives. If you guys wanted to know more about this, we could dive in more to the topic. So let us know in the comments. Make sure you check out our Patreon. We're about to release a bunch of stuff that we can't release on YouTube because they keep censoring the shit out of everything we say that are happening. You can't even say fuck on here anymore without getting demonetized.
Can't even whip my cock out. What is this? All this censorship, man.
It's like super cheap. It's like $1 a month or some shit like that. It's really just an excuse able to put out the content without having to censor ourselves. So make sure you take a look at that. Let us know what you guys think.